I'm Craig Lee.
I'm Robb McGee.
And this is Real Talk with Robb and Craig on Thursday, the 21st of April, 2022. And today we are talking about...
Well, it's story time today. We have a story for you. You know, as interest rates continue to increase, which we've been warning you about for about a year, we've seen that increase happening, and that is continuing due to inflationary concerns. But we're starting to get calls from folks that are saying, well, I guess I can't refinance, or this wouldn't be a good opportunity for me. And once in a while, we'll have somebody call us and have us run numbers, and our advice to them is you probably should not refinance. But once in a while, that backfires on us. We always work to give you, our consumer and friends that we've helped in the past, the best advice that we can. We always want to put you into a better position. But we had a client not that long ago who contacted us to refinance their home. And at that time...
4.5 years ago.
Yeah, 4.5 years ago. Well, I guess it is that long ago. It was a whole different market, but it had similarities to what we're experiencing now. And that client, when we ran the numbers, we really could not save them very much money every month. And we felt it was probably not worth the investment of the refinance to do that. So we recommended against a refinance. And they politely listened to us and said, thank you for looking at it.
And we did their purchase.
Yes, we'd helped them buy that home.
So we were pretty aware of their financial position.
Yeah. And like I said, we always want to put you into a better financial position. And we felt refinancing them at that time would not be doing that. The savings weren't there. It was going to take too long to recoup the investment of a refinance. Well, our client, who was also, if you're our client, you're our friend, they ended up going to another lender because they needed that small amount of savings. And they ended up paying more in closing costs than they should have, and a higher interest rate than they could have. And we felt so badly that we had not helped them. I tell this story because if we ever tell you, you know what, this is not the right time, we recommend against it. We want you to feel comfortable telling us, I appreciate your opinion, but you know what I really need right now? I need to skip a month of payment, and I need that little bit of savings that you can give me. That's going to change my financial picture, and it will make me a lot more comfortable. I appreciate your professional advice that you would not personally do this. I need to do it. Don't go somewhere else. The client that I'm giving this example of felt sheepish to question the advice we were giving him, and so he went somewhere else and didn't get taken care of very well. And in that regard, we felt like we failed him. So always tell us. We'll always give you our honest and best opinion. But if what we're recommending is not what's going to work best for you and your family, tell us that, and we will help you. And then we're in control of it. And we know you're not going to be gouged on your closing costs. We know you're not going to end up paying a higher interest rate than you really qualify for, because we can take care of you. And we know that we can put you in a better position than anybody else. But sometimes you have to question the experts and let us know, I understand what you're saying, I need to do this, and here's why, and we'll help you.
That circumstance, we found out that they had refinanced with someone else because I called them and just wanted to check in with them and see how they were doing. That's when we found out. And here it is 4 years later, we're still talking about it because we failed them. We put what we would do in front of them. And really that was not fair because we didn't know all their circumstances the way we should have. And so, you know, what we try to do is say what we would do. That's not always what you need to do.
Right.
And I've definitely personally been in circumstances where I needed to skip a month if I could. And there's, you know, other avenues that might be better than doing a complete refinance, maybe, and maybe it's not. So,
in his case, the refinance would have saved him $50 a month.
That's what it was, $50 a month.
$50 a month, and we penciled it out of, well, it's going to take you this many months to be in the black from that that investment of the refinance, and that's not a good investment. And so we counseled him against it. In his situation, he wouldn't have cared if it took him 30 years to earn it back. That $50 a month savings and 1 month off from his regular payment changed his perspective, and he needed it. And we were so busy looking at what's your return on investment, we weren't seeing it. We weren't seeing the picture through his eyes.
So something that we just had with our coach, Brad Roach. There's a big shout out to Brad.
Hi, Brad.
As rates do increase, my first house that I purchased under VA was at 10.5%, and I can't even remember the points that I paid to get to that.
My first house was 7.5.
So in 7.5, you were still at 7.5 up to 1998, 99.
Yeah, late 90s.
So our point to all this is we're kind of going backwards in the sense that people are looking at what my payment is opposed to what my interest rate is.
Right.
And I just had somebody who bought something and they were paying 18% interest, and I was kind of thrown back. I didn't really know them that well, and so it was on a personal situation that we were talking, and I said, man, are you going to refinance that? And he said, no, it was the payment I can afford, and I'm happy with it. And so everybody's,
that's what interest is, right?
Yeah.
It's the
what
payment
does
you're
the
going to be
payment
making.
mean to me?
Yeah, right.
I think the days of running over and saying, hey, what'd you get on your interest rate? Well, mine's a quarter or half better than that. They're over because nobody really cares.
Right.
That was great for the time that it lasted.
Can I afford the payment?
Yeah. And that's what we're back to.
Yeah.
And in 24 years, it's been more of what the payment is opposed to the rate, by far. People are still going to buy houses. They're still going to need to do refinances, and we're still going to do our best to take care of you. In fact, we just did a reduction in our commission to help people with their interest rates.
Yeah. If you are looking to buy or refinance, don't think you've missed the boat, because we have adjusted our comp plan. We're getting help from our corporate office to make our rates the most competitive in the market. And in this time where everybody's seeing rates go up, it's very helpful.
Yeah. We're always going to do, and we're older, so we're kind of in a situation where we've got 15 years left maybe of pushing pretty hard, and then we're going to retire. So we've kind of positioned ourselves where we can allow ourselves to do that and help other people.
Yeah.
So that was the whole point of moving to gold.
Right.
Almost 4 years ago. Jenna reminded me. It was 3 years, 5 months, and 23 days. But anyway, no, I'm just teasing. I don't really know what it is.
You're pretty close.
Yeah, pretty close. It's 3 years, 5 months, and 7 days, because it was 4 days, because it was on the 17th of September was our first actual day. Anyway, sorry about that.
He retains weird stuff.
We want to help you any way we can. The nice thing is next week, if we can get it set up, and I apologize because we were supposed to be there 2 weeks ago. We are going to go to Destination Harley-Davidson in Fife, and Tara will be with us. It was always fun. It's my favorite store. I say that every time. I think it's Robb's favorite store as well, and they're just great people to us. In addition to that, I want to say everybody's welcome. We're having the Ambassadors for Christ. I'm the president of the Kitsap Ambassadors for Christ Christian Motorcycle Association at 9 o'clock this Saturday in Silverdale at their second store, the Destination Harley-Davidson, off of Provost. If you need directions or an actual address, you want to show up. Free coffee, donuts, tea.
He makes the coffee, and it will keep you awake all day.
Well, I'm going to make one pot, and then I'm going to make a pot where other people...
For normal people?
Yeah.
All right.
But I'm going to say I think the people will drink my coffee.
It's good coffee. It just, you feel your teeth tingle after you drink it.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
Also, we got invited, my Christian Motorcycle chapter got invited to the Los Santos anniversary. The Los Santos are the Christian side of the Banditos, and they're affiliated with them. They're part of that. And so Ken Molman, my road captain, Jim Corey, my chaplain, and myself, we are riding down to Centralia, and we are going to participate in their anniversary God's working everywhere. Also, I want to say big shout out to my wife, Lana, who had a pretty nasty fall trying to hang up tins in my shop. She broke 2 ribs, she cracked 4 ribs, she cracked her sternum, she cracked a vertebrae in her back, she got a black eye, knot on her head, and let me tell you, she's a trooper because she's making a good recovery, and she doesn't complain very much like I would have been. On top of that, we found out why she's in the hospital, that she and I both had COVID. And
our camera woman who's holding the camera right now, Janet, had COVID. The whole office. I was the only one who escaped. I stayed healthy, negative test, but the whole rest of the office had COVID. So glad everybody has come out of that.
Yeah. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is realtalk.mortgage. It takes you right to our channel, and it's pretty fun. We've got some cool stuff on there. Throughout the year, we're going to start adding some more, just because we want you to know who we are truly as a person, and we want to care about you as our family.
And try to give interesting tidbits that will help you.
Yeah. And again, we're saying what we would do or what we think you should do. That doesn't mean that we're not going to help somebody who needs that particular month off.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you just need a break and feel like you need to be able to breathe again.